So a couple days ago, I asked my subscribers in a community post to give me their top 16 best current players in bluelock, excluding, the masters, the professionals, and just including the bluelock players and the new Gen 11s. And on top of that, giving me their top 16 weapons / attributes in bluelock. Now, a lot of them were probably just like, oh, this is just a random community post. No, this was actually a plan of mine. I wanted to get the top 16 characters and the top 16 weapons and attributes to put in a freaking spin the wheel. What I did with this spin the wheel was I spun and gave every single one of those top 16 characters a random weapon. And with that weapon, I put them all into a 1v1 tournament. Now, they're not actually 1v1ing. I'm just going to see who I think would win with their new attributes and their old attributes together. I want to see who would end up being the best. Now, here's the trick. The person that wins each round gets the attribute from the opponent that they faced. So let's say Isagi was playing Baro and Isagi had the Kaiser Impact and Baro had Rin shooting, and then Isagi beats Baro, he would be taking Rin shooting and going on to the next round. See? Anyways, if you guys like this type of video, please make sure to like and subscribe, share to your friends, and yeah, man. The guy in the community post comment, CrazyFam2216, gave me this list. He gave me Sai, Lorenzo, Kaiser, Isagi, Rin, Shido, Baro, Bachira, Hiyori, Kunigami, Ryo, Nagi, Nico, Aiku, and Gagamaru. These 16 players will then be put into a spin the wheel, along with 16 weapons that I got from the user Flash-7, in which he gave me Raichi's stamina, Baro's Predator Eye / shooting, Gagamaru's reflexes, Nagi's trapping, Lorenzo's zombie dribble, Sai's passing, Kaiser impact, Rin's shooting, Isagi's adaptation, Bachira's dribbling, Karasu's defense, Yukimiya's street dribbling, Shigiri's speed, Shido's weapon, which basically means his spatial awareness and, just his explosive shot making and shit, like that shit, and Hiyori's vision and passing, and the last one, Ryo's copy. So yeah, these are the weapons we have, and these are the players that we have. Now, I know some of these weapons are a little changed from what he actually put. Well, I just did that to fit the video a little bit more. Hope he doesn't catch any hard feelings. But yeah, now let's get right into the tournament. Here are the generated results. We ended up getting Ryo with Raichi's stamina, Kunigami with Baro's Predator Eye and shooting, Nico with Gagamaru's reflexes, Bachira with Nagi's trapping, Hiyori with Lorenzo's zombie dribble, Lorenzo with Sei's passing, Gagamaru with the Kaiser impact, Sai with Rin's shooting, Baro with Isagi's adaptation, Kaiser with Bachira's dribbling, Shigiri with Karasu's defense, Shido with Yukimiya's street dribbling, Rin with Shigiri's speed, Isagi with Shido's weapon, Aiku with Hiyori's vision and passing, and finally Nagi with Ryo's copy. These are the 16 players we have, and remember, this is completely generated. I did not pick any of these. I spun the wheel for them, but I didn't want to show you guys me spinning the wheel because I feel like that would have been a little boring and the video would have been 45 minutes long. Anyways, let's get into our first round matchups, which are also generated. So in the first round, we have our matchup, Gagamaru with the Kaiser Impact versus Isagi with Shido's weapon. Now, if you ask me, this is a pretty easy win for Isagi because if you remember, they get a new weapon, but they also keep their old weapon, which means Isagi can probably adapt to Gagamaru using the Kaiser Impact and be able to shut him down. And overall, I just know that Isagi in their base mode is already a much better player than Gagamaru. If you add in another person's technique like Shido's weapon, so just imagine the two-gun volley that he does now with a freaking bicycle, because he can low-key do that now because he has Shido's weapon, he has those athletic capabilities now, you know what I mean? He can do crazy volleys with the direct shot. So yeah, Isagi's different. He easily wins this, and he moves on to the next round, picking up the Kaiser Impact. Now, the next matchup we have here is Rin with Shigiri's speed versus Hiyori with Lorenzo's zombie dribble. Now, listen. Hiyori versus Rin in base mode, Rin's better. I think all around, even Rin's a better player. Adding in Lorenzo's zombie dribble helps Hiyori a lot. I feel like if he didn't play Rin, he could have been able to pick up other weapons that fill him out in other areas because he's not the best shooter. You know what I mean? He doesn't have the craziest dribbling, even though he does have some very good dribbling feats. He doesn't have the craziest dribbling. He's a great passer though. But I think Rin with Shigiri's speed will almost be like unstoppable. Like look how fast he is. Plus he's able to think. Plus he's able to shoot. He's gonna be the complete all-around player. So I think Rin takes this, and Rin adds Lorenzo's zombie dribble to his archive. Then we have Shida with Yukimiya's dribbling versus Lorenzo with Sei's passing. This is another, I think, pretty hard one that I had to decide because I had to basically decide between the zombie dribble and the fucking Yukimiya's dribble. Now, I do think that Lorenzo would put Shido in a pocket, absolute pocket. It's just unfortunate that Lorenzo's weapon is Sei's passing. So if they did play one-on-one, his weapon would usually virtually be useless versus Shido with Yukimiya's dribbling. But yeah, I do think Lorenzo puts Shido in a pocket here and ends up advancing to the next round, which is pretty shameful because he gets a weapon that's worse than the one he had before. So he now gets Yukimiya's dribbling. Now, Nico with Gagamaru's reflexes versus Shigiri with Karasu's defense. Now, this is another tricky one, but I do think Shigiri takes it because just in base, I think Shigiri's a better player than Nico. Nico is an all-around, good passer, but I think Shigiri, when it comes to just overall as a player, if they play each other, I think Shigiri would be able to cook Nico quite easily. Again, both these weapons are not that good. But yeah, moving on. We got Ryo with Raichi's stamina versus Nagi with Ryo's copy. Raichi's stamina is virtually useless right now. This is just going to be a copying session where Ryo can copy Nagi's shit and Nagi will copy Ryo's shit. So it's just like, bro, I think Nagi's the base better player for scoring goals and shit. So yeah, I do think Nagi would beat Ryo and pick up Raichi's stamina. Next, Sai with Rin shooting versus Bachara with Nagi's trapping. Again, I think Sai is better than Bachara here. As a base player, you have to look at the base players, We look at their base stats, then we add in their weapons, their new weapons into the account. So I do think that Sai with Rin shooting absolutely destroys Bachara with Nagi's trapping. Sorry, Bachara. And Sai will pick up Nagi's trapping. Anyways, we're going to have Baro with Isagi's adaptation versus Aiku with Hiyori's vision and passing. Again, a very self-explanatory one. I think Baro absolutely destroys Aiku here. Sorry, Aiku, you're out. Anyways, we get Kaiser with Bachara's dribbling versus Kunigami with Baro's Predator Eye and shooting. Now, the thing is, Kunigami got a little unfortunate here because this guy quite literally just got a thing, like a attribute that he was already good at. Like, he was already a good shooter, so I don't think he needed, like, a shooting attribute to help him out a little bit more. I feel like dribbling would have helped him a lot better, but yeah, we all know Kaiser makes a pass pretty easily, and that's the end of the first round. With the start of the second round, we have our generated random matchups with Baro versus Kaiser, Shigiri versus Nagi, Isagi versus Rin, and Lorenzo versus Sei. Now remember, this is Baro with Isagi's adaptation, Hiyori's vision and passing, versus Kaiser with Bachara's dribbling and Baro's Predator Eye and shooting. Now listen. I was taking this in. As a base player, listen, Kaiser right now has been under complete, fraudness, right? Against anybody else, I think Kaiser will be able to defeat this Baro. Against anyone else. But the fact that Baro already has that defensive presence, right? We've seen how when he went up against Nagi was describing how Baro had this, insane presence on defense, so it was kind of hard to get by him. Bro, I know with the Kaiser impact and Bachara's dribbling, Kaiser's able to get through anything. But now this is really going to show you how OP Isagi's adaptation is, because Baro with Isagi's adaptation is going to adapt some way to be able to stop the Kaiser impact. Even if it's almost unstoppable, Isagi's adaptation is that strong where you can find a way to stop that shit. You know what I mean? Even if there's almost virtually no way on paper, Isagi's adaptation will pull something out and you will get a way to stop it. Because that's how good Isagi's adaptation is, bro. He's just that good at using his adaptation. I do think that Baro defeats Kaiser here in this matchup and moves on to the next round, acquiring Bachara's dribbling. Then we get Shigiri versus Nagi. Another pretty straightforward matchup where I think Nagi would be able to defeat Chigiri. He would just copy his speed and then be able to like fuck him in the ass. But yeah, next we go with Isagi versus Rin. And Isagi has Shido's weapon and Kaiser's impact. And then Rin has Chigiri's speed and zombie dribble. This is kind of, debatable. But I think Isagi, again, that adaptation is key. Is very key. Along with the two-gun volley. Imagine doing a two-gun volley for Isagi. Kaiser impact bicycle kick with Shido's weapon. Bro, this dude Isagi can literally virtually do anything on offense. You guys understand how insane that is. If he acquired a dribbling thing, he would be unstoppable almost. Unstoppable. Anyways, he's going to beat Rin and take the zombie dribble from him. Lorenzo versus Sai. We already know Lorenzo has Sei's passing and Yukimiya's dribbling, while Sai has Rin shooting and Nagi's trapping. I think Sai wins this quite easily. They're both New Gen 11. I do think Sai's a better player, completely like devoid of these extra attributes. But yeah, Sai moves on to the next round. And that's the end of round 2. On to round 3. In round 3, we have my boy Baro versus Nagi and Isagi versus Sai. Now listen, this is Baro with Isagi's adaptation, Hiyori's vision and passing, and Bachira's dribbling, along with his own chop dribble and his own style of shooting. Yeah, that should say enough. Nagi can copy shit all he wants. He's not getting the 99%, and I feel like his other weapons are just way too weak to go up against Baro here. You know, as a base player, Baro kind of clears him at the current state of the manga. Current state of the manga, I have to admit, Baro is kind of clear of Nagi right now. And then if we add on these weapons, Baro's weapons are just stronger. They're just stronger than Nagi, so I think he beats Nagi here. And our other matchup will be Isagi versus Sai, where I do think Isagi will take this because of that adaptability, again, playing a huge role, and him just being virtually unstoppable at this point. This motherfucker has zombie dribble, which is, I think at this point, almost proven to be unstoppable one-on-one. But Sei can also dribble, so I don't know. The thing with Isagi is his adaptation's so good that on defense, that's where it really counts. Because when somebody beats him in the manga, you can see he's like, oh, damn, like he beat me. But then he adapts, and then virtually throughout the game, every single time, he's able to end up countering how they beat him the first time. You know what I mean? So yeah, now I think Isagi beats Sei here. I'm going to get a lot of people yelling at me in the comments for that. But yeah, I do think Isagi beats Sei with Rin shooting and Nagi's trapping. And yeah, on to the final round. In these final rounds, we have Baro with Isagi's adaptation, Hiyori's passing and vision, Bachira's dribbling, and Ryo's copy ability versus Isagi with Shido's weapon, Kaiser impact, zombie dribble, and Nagi's trapping. Bro, if you want to describe debatable, this is absolutely debatable. But the way I came to the winner for this matchup, I looked at their base players. Now, sure, as a base player, it's really close, but I'll take Isagi over Baro in this circumstance, right? In just a 1v1, I think Isagi right now is being Baro. Now, we go to weapons. Isagi's adaptation versus Shido's, weapon shit Isagi has. But it's going to be such a weird matchup because you have two people with Isagi's level of adaptation. So they'll just keep adapting and scoring on each other every single time. So it really matters on who adapts first. And I think that the person who will adapt first will be Baro. Because not only does he have Isagi's adaptation, he also has Ryo's copy. So basically all the weapons that Isagi has at his disposal, Baro can just copy them and use them right back at him. So the amount of firepower that Baro has with these weapons is absolutely insane. Not to mention he has his own chop dribble and his Bachira dribbling style. This dude Baro is quite literally a demigod at this point. The dude is a 6-foot demon who can dribble like crazy, has a brain, and can copy all of your weapons? Yeah, the winner of this tournament is definitely Baro Shohei. Congratulations, Baro fans. You guys finally won in a video from me. Anyways, if you guys like this video, please make sure to like and subscribe. Share to all your friends. Tell them Extendo is the newest Blue Lock YouTuber you should subscribe to. And honestly, bro, like, thank you guys. This growth over these past months has been absolutely insane. And the support on some of my videos has been insane as well. Let's keep going. Let's keep grinding. 2024 is my year. Let's keep going. Let's keep going, climbing the mountain. Let's get to 10,000 subscribers. I genuinely want to get to 10K by the end of this year. I know it might not happen. Pretty unlikely. But fuck it. I'm going to set a high-ass goal for myself so I can achieve as much as I can. But anyways, hope you guys enjoyed the video and hope you guys have a great day. Don't know.